Um,
Mhm.
this is an anomaly that I think, well, I know we've experienced it up here in the Pacific Northwest, is that when people know that the weather's going to be turning to crap, they tend to take advantage of those days where they can get outside, right? And they can go do stuff. And so that's, I noticed that. I would think, I owned a brewery. So, of course, it's, if it's drinking weather, well, I'm from New Orleans. It's always drinking weather, right? But,
Mhm.
you would think that people would want to go out. But what they do up here, at least, is they go out. They go hiking. They go, anywhere where there's not other
Oh,
people, right? Because it's nice weather.
yeah.
Um, I don't know about it's been so long since I lived in the central time zone, but I gotta think that the time change, or the darkness and everything that happens with wintertime, it's pretty severe up here, and I don't know how it is there, but maybe that's playing a role too.
It feels severe to
I
me.
agree.
Yeah. I don't know, because like, let me see, what does Siri say my sunset is? We were told about a month ago that the next time we would see sunset after 7 p.m. was sometime in March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
Well,
I'm ready
I
to
mean,
run at like 8 o'clock.
yeah. So I've got that hour drive to and from work, and so driving 1 hour north of Mobile, I usually leave about 4:50, 5 o'clock. So
yeah.
I'm getting home at 6, and it feels like it's way past my bedtime at that point.
I know.
Even yeah,
Well, I mean, there's also that age thing that we used to make fun of
yeah,
with
yeah.
the
Okay.
people, right? and kids
Hey, I've
do
been
exasperate the situation,
yeah. I have stayed out till 2:30 in the morning last
That was
weekend.
what one time in how long?
Probably 40 years. But that was only because I had to pick my daughter up from band. So
Okay.
it
All right.
wasn't anything else.
I can't even
But
do it anymore. Not only can I not do it, I don't want to.
yeah, I don't
Well,
either.
how old are your
I mean, I'll
kids,
pick my
Amber?
kid up, but
What's that?
How old are your kids?
They are 5. I have
Oh,
25.
okay.
oh, wow. So you just
Yeah.
getting started.
Yeah. So they usually go to bed around 8, and as soon as I'm done putting them to bed, I'm pretty much ready to go to bed too. And the whole house gets up around 6. So
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I that's what I kind of so I'll leave about 6:45, 7 o'clock, and I'll get to work at 8. And then I'll work till, like I said, about 5 and get home at 6:15 or so. But sometimes, like, I had a high school band meeting to go to this week, and so we're not usually eating till about 7:30, 8
yep.
o'clock. And then after that, it's like you have to clean up, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of time to do anything, and so you're pretty much exhausted to me. And then I get up at about 4, and but that's so I can have time in the morning to do stuff that I can't get to in the evening.
Exactly.
Yeah. You tend to plan, once you have kids, you tend to plan your life around when you can break away
Hmm.
and, get stuff done that doesn't invite potential interference from the children.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's the
So,
part.
so let's say, yeah, so it's pretty here in Mobile today too. We have some, I mean, I'm outside of, I guess your shop is located in what, downtown Houma?
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. And so it's got is there like a more of a historic type district, or is it how old would the area be? I mean, is it like strip malls? Amber disappeared.
Yeah, she did disappear. Let's see what happened to her. Oh, she must have gotten a call or something.
Oh, okay.
This is live. Let's make sure. She dropped off. Well, it says participant. Huh. Okay. Well, so
That was
David,
just short.
Yeah, how's your dancing game? It's
My dancing game.
yeah. Can you dance at all? Can you sing, dance?
Oh,
I was just looking at the
not.
weather, and it says here, yeah, sunset's at 4:30,
Uh-huh.
sunrise 7:17.
I probably jinxed it by complimenting her on the signal that they were getting from the internet.
Well, I think she's on a cell signal, but we'll see if we can get her back.
Okay. But yeah. So I guess what the point I was making is that out in West Mobile, suburbia, there's not as much activities that go on as you would see in a small town or historical venue. So
Yeah.
downtown Mobile's got some things that they do on Friday nights.
Right.
I think they call Friday Night Walk or something like that, and then they do some Saturday deals. Did you send her a comment to let her know she fell off?
I did not. Let me see if I can do that real quick.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there she is.
Okay. Let me get you back up here.
Technical difficulty.
That's all good.
I jinxed it. I know. I said something about your signal. Sorry.
Yeah. It's all good.
But
yeah.
No, what I was asking about the area of town was that what I was saying is that where I'm at in West Mobile is very suburbia. And so everything's sprawled out. And so we don't really have a lot of events that happen in an area that gather people. I mean, we have a fairgrounds and then we have some parks that we do some stuff, but in downtown Mobile, like on Friday nights and even some during the weekends, they do have events that take place in the city and the small shops. So that's what I was trying to ascertain where y'all were located with the events you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so we are downtown, and Homa's a very old town, and so the downtown area is historic, and it used to be, a much more like drawing for everybody. Like it used to be much more like shopping, restaurants, bars, all that kind of thing. And recently we've seen kind of a dwindling of a lot of the businesses, and then a lot of the buildings had damage from the hurricane, from Ida. And so we've just in the last, I think, couple of years have seen a really big push to revitalize downtown. Finally, I think it was kind of a long time coming because it had been on the decline for a while, I think. But now that we're seeing, like, we're here, there's right next door to us is an upholstery business. So they just opened up two. The building that we're in just got bought, and these people are trying to really redo it and push to make it, just a better meeting place. Like they have a really patio out back for the coffee shop. They're redoing the restaurant that's next door to us. They're redoing one of the bars that is right on the other side of Main Street. Another one of the buildings just got bought, and they're opening it up for like a community business kind of space. If you just need to rent a stall or a cubicle type deal, we're right next to the courthouse, and it is cool because there's a lot of historic buildings, and it's really nice to finally see those buildings being bought by new owners who are actually excited about it, and they're open businesses that are going to make it better. And so we have festivals. I mean, there's always something going on downtown. We were open late last night because they had they call it Live After 5. So they have a band that goes on, and then they had Art After Dark also. So they had a bunch of artists out here with their tables and booths and some food trucks. And so, I mean, there's always events happening down here. And then for Mardi Gras, all the parades come down here, and they end over there at Mardi Gras Hall, which is a couple blocks down. So it's nice. We are a little bit suburban in that way because when Houma grew, they grew a lot in, I think, like the 80s and 90s with the whole oil boom, and they spread out when they grew, you know, and they built the mall and everything. And I think that's kind of when people started getting away from downtown. But now, you know, we're seeing them come back to it because we want to have that community space for everybody to be able to go to and support each other in like the local businesses and all that.
Mhm. How old is the building you're in?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to say it was built in like the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. It was originally, I think, law offices, and they still have upstairs where, so our original location was upstairs, and right across from where we were, they still had the original like law library that for
Oh,
a
cool.
long time, lawyers that were in the area in training and stuff, they would still come to research different cases and case law and all that. So it's a cool building.
Oh yeah,
So
sounds like it.
yeah, I was looking at the map here. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at where you're at. That
No.
that courtyard that's directly across the way, in front of that building, is that where the Gumbo Festival was? A month ago?
That was New Iberia.
Oh, that's New Iberia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Similar in the way it's got like that middle kind of grassy area though, and then like buildings around it, and then we're right on the bayou.
Right.
We're on bayou, where they're on, I believe, Bayou Teche, but they had that same like Main Street with a little bit of green space and then all the buildings. So it's similar in that aspect.
So what made you want to open up a shop downtown?
Oh, this is a question really for my husband.
But
no,
is he working the register right now?
he is. So he's actually working on opening up a new restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So I'm at the shop right now, and I'm going to be here a lot more, taking over as he's doing that. They're doing recipe testing today, actually, because they're opening. I'm going to close this door real quick.
Sure.
Okay. Chitlins.
Sorry, they're getting a little loud. But no, so they're going to be, and that restaurant's actually just around the corner from here. So it's nice that it's going to be so close, but they're trying to open in like 2 weeks. So they're doing recipe testing and everything right now. But when we decided to open the store, he really wanted to, and I was fully on board, just to be able to bring great cooking, like not only the tools, but the spices and everything and stuff believed in that we'd want to have in our own kitchen. And then to be a part of the community and the fabric of Houma, we knew downtown would be the best place for us so that we could stay in the community and part of it in that way. And so really it was just about, I guess it was just the timing of everything lining up and finding the space. So our goal always was to move downstairs to be on the street, so it's easier access. And luckily that happened, within 6 months of opening. So it all kind of worked out that way.
Y'all have a pretty steady clientele, I guess.
Yeah. We have a lot of return customers that come, for the spices and the hot sauces, because they're always running out and they're like, we love this, they can't go without it. So, and then we get a lot of people that are from out of the area or have moved away and coming back, they're grabbing coffee next door and they're like, oh, we didn't even know this was here. And they stop in and, it's very, I guess, nostalgic for them, especially if they don't live here, to grab a little memento while they can.
So I guess you'll show us when we do a little virtual tour, but are the spices, blends, things that y'all came up with yourselves?
We have a mix, and I can go walk over there. So my husband worked for Magic Seasoning Blends for a number of years. And so of course that's kind of some of our favorite spices. So we knew we wanted to have that on the shelf. We had to have Chef Paul in the store. So a lot of that. And then this is actually someone who also worked at Magic with Morgan, Wes Landry. And so that's a local one. And then my husband was picking out, this is all Spiceology just because people
Oh,
love
cool.
it. It's really quality. So we have a lot of the Spiceology stuff. And then we actually finally just got our own spices in. So
Okay.
we've got the Cajun seasoning, we've got the brown sugar barbecue rub, and we've got the SPOG, which is just an all-purpose salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and then our
Mhm.
hot sauces too.
Okay, cool.
But then we also carry just a variety of other hot sauces that are, some are just super spicy, some are just super interesting in like some of the ingredients, but they're all ones that you can't just, go to Rouse's and pick up.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask, if they were all kind of local from that standpoint, or if is there a certain radius that they're local, or is it just things that is there a criteria?
They're actually not local. Like none of them are Louisiana hot
Oh,
sauces,
really?
except for the ones that we make. Some are out of Austin, Texas. Some are Florida. I think some are in the north. I want to say, let me see. Some of these are from, Vermont, the Northeast, which is what I was going to say. So it's just a mix. Morgan kind of is the hot sauce nerd. So he really researched that and picked out which ones to carry. But I think that's going to be kind of like a rotating thing that we'll see what sells, what people like, and then we're going to want to try to get new ones in constantly. What I want to get going soon here is going to be a hot sauce of the month club, so that you can just sign up and every month you get a new one. And then there'll be an option to also do a spice blend. So that'll come with recipe cards and every month. So you can sign up, either get the spice or the hot sauce or get both of them. And that just gets shipped to you every month.
That's a good idea. Because I was thinking about it in terms of, would you, what's the name of the restaurant your husband's opening?
It's called Ember.
Ember. Okay. Okay. I saw it on your Facebook page.
Yeah, they're looking for their staff right now.
Okay. So that's what I was wondering, if you had created your own spice blend. Was that what was being exclusively used at Ember, or was it just going to be maybe if it fits the dish, I guess is the case, possibly.
Yeah. I think they are planning already on using some of our spice blends. And then, I guess as it goes along, depending on the dishes and everything and what they need, we might be able to do more of that for them.
Okay. Now, did you have a menu on your Facebook page? Was that from Ember, or was that something else I saw?
That was for Lanyap. So what we did last year, before we opened up the shop, we were doing like holiday catering. And
Okay.
so we're going to be offering catering pickup orders again for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so we just did, our official like Thanksgiving pickup menu that we're trying to promote. And then it'll probably be very similar for Christmas as well.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Hello, this is my daughter, Avery.
Hi.
Hey, Avery.
Fun. I can get that for you in a minute. Y'all give me just a minute and I'll be back there. Thank you.
So,
it's always snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess what I was so some of the items that you have on the list, because I didn't have it in front of me, but you said you have gumbos, I guess.
Yeah. So chicken and sausage and shrimp and okra, and then also corn and crab bisque.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Chicken sausage gumbo, shrimp and okra, corn and crab bisque. So your husband's making all this stuff?
So that's going to actually fall on me.
Oh, that's on you.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing all the catering orders this year because he's going to be at the restaurant. So
yeah. Okay.
You're going to be busy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real busy.
I was going to say now.
And back
Go ahead.
in the kitchen.
Yeah. I didn't notice I'm kind of partial to Melita casserole. I didn't see that on your.
That's one that I've never made and I've never eaten, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I know that's popular down here, but I just don't see them around that often, to be completely honest. And I don't love cutting them up.
Yeah, they are a little sticky.
Yeah. And I always think I'm gonna like cut a finger when I'm doing it.
Well, I mean, there's a little adventure in there, so with cooking them.
Yeah, you might be right.
I'll send you some links because I work with Meliton.org, which started out of New Orleans. And so I know that you probably won't find as many locally grown ones as you have seen in the past. But if you use a store-bought one for a dish, it's okay. But I'm just curious. I always pick on that. Jeremy always he's like, man, you gotta pull the Meliton out of his back pocket every time.
it's David's got an MO, and definitely if the Meliton doesn't come up, I know that it's not David. He's been kidnapped and somebody else is taking his spot on the show.
Yeah.
So the menu that you have up here, it says Thanksgiving on it, but it says that you're taking orders through Christmas. So you're committed to this through Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably, I just made that in Canva. I'll probably revamp it with, Christmas trees or whatever for next month to repost, but it'll be the same thing.
Okay. We're going to have to make sure that Canva sponsors the show at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask, so I noticed you also have so in addition to the spices and stuff, you also carry kitchen utensils and such?
Yeah, so I can take a walk right over there. Yeah, so we have these are hand carved wooden roux spoons.
Nice.
Of course, spoon rests also. And then this is kind of our kitchen tool wall. So all the typical stuff that you need: peelers, microplanes, a fillet knife that, if you need it for on the go, fish spatula, or you can use it for anything, and then a couple of different grill brushes, tongs, kitchen shears. These are I really like these, the little pocket oyster shuckers.
That's cool.
I think those are great.
I was thinking that about your fillet knife too. I was thinking that I've never seen a pocket fillet.
We have a lot of little pocket guys, which is, I think, great. This one is actually a really big seller, our cast iron seasoning bar. So it makes it really easy for you to keep your pan seasoned.
That's a good idea.
And then we keep a lot of toadfish in stock too. I love that company.
Yeah.
So we'll have their tumblers and the can coolers, the koozies. All of these are like the non-tipping ones. So you can push them around, take them on the boat. Oh, that one didn't suction, but all of those. And then the shuckers, which are always in the fun colors. They've got their own fillet knife too. The shrimp cleaners.
That shrimp cleaner saved our butts in the restaurant.
Have you used those?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I sliced my hand up on those suckers too, because they're sharp. And so I, looking at that, those are the ones we used to clean all of our shrimp that we got from the Gulf for the restaurant up here in Seattle with that device, and it works a champ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where it went. I think we just tossed it because we didn't. Well, I don't know. We tossed it. Somebody probably took it, but that thing was awesome. Once you get those shrimp, you get them defrosted, and because we got them frozen up here, but they were Gulf shrimp. We would put that thing right in there, and it would take the vein out, get the shells off, and yeah, it was great.
That's awesome. Well, and that's why I just love this company, because the stuff that they make is really useful, and it always works really well. It's high quality. And then they, give a portion back to Coastal Restoration. So
that's good.
It's just a great company. I love their products.
Do you know where they're located?
I believe North Carolina.
Okay.
I think. Oh, Charleston, South Carolina. Okay.
You had the second part of the
I was
state,
close.
right?
I was real close. But yeah, and then we also have aprons in stock because
Ooh,
every
nice.
chef needs like an apron.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
We've got the shucking gloves to go with them. You can kind of like put some stuff together for the oyster fanatics. You can do the oyster shucker, the shucking gloves, and your little oyster plate. We also do like the oyster grill pans that are cast iron. These are awesome. This is another oyster knife we carry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have a variety of oyster knives in stock for sure. And then this is another like local guy that just makes these cutting boards that are just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's nice.
So those are some nice items that I could see would be good under the tree for somebody or any
Yeah,
time.
for sure. We have like, I think this would be the best store to get gifts, especially anybody who enjoys cooking at all.
Yeah.
We got what you need.
Yeah. Definitely looks like it. Now, did I notice that y'all also have a way to order online?
We do. You can go to our website, which is Lanyap, how it sounds, Lanyap, lanyaphoma.com. We also have an Etsy shop. And then I'm currently trying to get a TikTok shop up and going, but technology is not loving me right now. Working on that one all week. So hopefully soon I'll be able to say you can go to our TikTok shop.
Okay. Yeah, because hopefully the people that, like I said, we try to appeal to the expats who are living out of town.
Yeah.
And so obviously if they can't make it to Houma between now and Christmas, they can hopefully check y'all out online and order some stuff. Because like I said, you had some nice looking, those roof spoons look awesome. And and like I said, those flip fillets and oyster shuckers, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, those are some of our really unique things, I think. And the best selection is on the website if you're doing online ordering. That has more than I think the Etsy shop right now, because we just have like our t-shirt selection on Etsy. But the website has almost everything. And I've gotten a lot of people who have come in and, they're getting their box ready to ship off for Christmas for an expat, somebody who, family friend or whoever who moved away, but their heart's still down here. Something about Louisiana, people still love it and they still want a little piece of it.
We understand.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had mentioned something, what have you got going on, or do you have anything going on for, Black Friday onward, retail season, right? So what are you doing anything out of the shop that people should know about?
Yeah, we're still talking about it, but I think for the week of Thanksgiving, like Black Friday week, we'll be closed Thanksgiving Day, of course.
Right.
But I think that we'll probably we might be doing like daily flash sales. So, just picking a product or a brand and doing a percentage off, and then we might change it every day going into that. I haven't fine-tuned that one yet, but we'll start promoting that here pretty soon once we figure it out.
There's quite a bit of stuff on the website.
Yeah.
The oyster grill pan looks cool. That's
yeah, neat. I've had people come in already to start getting those for gifts. That's a great gift.
They got a koozie, David, for LSU too.
Hey,
says let's go party. And
despite last week's performance, I did decide to.
There you go. That's it.
Wear. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Despite their performance last week, let's just forget about that one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like of all teams to lose to as well.
I know.
But I've got my flag out in front in Mobile here, out in front of the house.
Ooh, that probably gets you some evil glares, huh?
Probably, but I don't care. I've been working around folks for 25, 30 years up down here that And, I'd get them, especially during the Saban years, was a pretty rough patch. But we had some highlights in between then. So, other than that, they, some people really like LSU, even if they're not LSU fans or they can't stand them.
Yeah.
I could kind of see that last week myself, but
Yeah.
I still remember, wasn't it it's from years ago, wasn't it? Where that girl just completely lost it. She was on, I don't know if it was YouTube.
that
or
was
TikTok.
on, that was the Ole Miss. Yeah. That was the Ole Miss.
Oh, it was
girl
Ole Miss.
who-
Yeah. She's like, I hate LSU, and she's crying, and she's
And she had some
throwing stuff.
expletives.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had some expletives in there.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. It's freaking. Look, you know what? As a, and we're actually, we got an interview coming up, Amber, that's with a Saints sportscaster, and growing up in New Orleans in the 80s, I'm used to devastating losses, and so this year it sucks. It just the Saints are just, well, I mean, we'll see what happens for the rest of the season, but you just kind of get used to it, and you just kind of go, you know what, just brush it off, and next year. So it's like it's kind of like last night. Anybody watch the Netflix thing last night, or the Mike Tyson fight? That was apparently Netflix got overwhelmed, and it was just like a spinning wheel. People were trying to stream the fight, and everybody was rooting for Mike Tyson. Just kicked the crap out of that guy, and he ended up losing. But all the Gen Xers are like, he lost.
Mhm.
It wasn't a knockout. It was basically a TKO
decision. Right.
Yeah, it was a decision. Yeah, and so all the Gen Xers were going crazy, like they want Mike Tyson to win, and because it's all from our generation. We remember when what was it? It's a Holyfield where he bit his ear off.
Yeah,
during a fight.
Just a part of his ear. Didn't need
just
the whole
a part
thing.
of his right. Yeah, right. and so when I saw that come up, because I wanted him to win too. I was just like, oh, whatever, just move on. So that's a long way of saying I'm used to sports disappointment. So LSU losing in grand fashion in Death Valley last weekend.
Yeah.
It is very similar to the Saints playing the Falcons, not last weekend, but in general.
Yeah.
Where there's like 30 seconds left in the game. The Falcons quarterback throws a deep ball, picks up the pass interference call, and then you get the kicker to kick it through, and they win the game at the end. That's what I'm used to with the Saints. So this kind of, LSU just got destroyed. I mean, there at some point they just kind of gave up. But we're not here to talk about that.
Well, I think tying it back to all of our Louisiana roots, resiliency is what we have to.
There you go.
Our people are resilient, and no matter what the
and
adversity
crappy football
is.
teams, and we're used to it all.
So, I was trying to think any other questions for Amber. So, how long to the restaurants open? You think a couple of weeks?
They're shooting for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and they've got private parties booked already, so
that's good.
Kind of a hard deadline. So 2 weeks, and they were renovating the whole inside, so they're getting pretty close to being done now, though, finally. So now that the kitchen's got all the equipment in there and everything's hooked up, like I said, they're starting recipe development today. They have the menu pretty much worked out as long as they get these recipes tweaked and finished. And then I think they'll more or less be ready to go.
Okay. I was going to say, after he gets everything running, probably maybe closer to Mardi Gras, maybe we could do a live remote with him just to share the information about the restaurant too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited to see the opening and all that.
I have a confession to make. I've never been to Houma.
What?
Not once.
Oh, come on, Jeremy.
I'm serious.
I'm not sure if I have either. I'm sorry. I want to say I think I have. I think I've passed through, but it's been a long time.
How do you pass through Houma though? Where are you going?
I don't know. I mean, I think my dad was driving, so I'm just going to go leave it at that.
Well,
Maybe going
before-
fishing.
uh, before they built up, what was it, 12, 10, whatever.
Mhm.
That was when 90 was the way you'd go from New Orleans to Lafayette.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you kind of go through it that way, and you still can. It takes about the same amount of time, to be honest. So, but if it wasn't for Thibodeau having Nichols and me going to school there, I don't know if I ever would have been to Houma either.
Yeah.
Are you originally from Houma?
No, so I moved to Thibodeau for school, and then that's how I met Morgan, my husband. So he's from home, and he was also going to Nichols State. So then he kind of dragged me here.
Okay.
Hey, there's a lot worse places to be dragged to, I guess.
Yeah, I'm upset about it.
But you were born in Louisiana? Were you raised in Louisiana?
No, I was born in Minnesota.
Oh,
Yeah, but I never lived in Minnesota. So
okay.
I don't really claim that as my home. But I moved, let's see, my family moved to Louisiana I was like 2 or 3, I
Mhm.
guess, and lived on the West Bank, over in Wagaman. So
Okay.
we lived there for a while, and then we kind of moved around before moving back. And then my parents had lived in Metairie, and then they moved to the North Shore, and that was about the time I was finishing high school and then went to college. So
Okay.
and then my sister went to LSU, so just big fans there all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hopefully they can beat Florida today.
Oh, what time's the game?
2:30.
Oh, okay. I'll have to find a way to put that on then.
Yeah, put it on your phone, I guess.
Yeah. Tulane's stomping all over Navy right now, 14-zip.
Who
Yeah,
is?
Tulane's beating Navy
Oh.
right now, 14-zip.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody's talking about them because nobody ever used to talk about them. But I mean,
they're like 8-1 or 8-0, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have an awesome record.
Yeah.
This is what we can do this live and edit it out. They are 8-2. So,
and I see my South Alabama Jaguars are actually going to Lafayette and playing Raging Cajuns today.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's where I went to school. So
Need to put up a TV somewhere back here so I can start doing the games in the shop.
hey,
well, then you're gonna
never
have to
know,
set
you
up
might
a bar. Next thing you know, you're gonna have the ferry snacks over from the restaurant, and just
Oh, it's gonna turn into a whole thing.
yeah. It's
Do y'all
interesting.
ever go ahead?
Yeah, it was interesting when I had the brewery up here. I swore off that we were never going to have sports in the brewery. It was a tap room, supposed to go there, appreciate the beer, hang out and just talk to people. And that lasted maybe 6 months. And then it was like, boom, it's on. And then we became like the Saints capital of the Pacific Northwest. So
Oh, nice.
could have been
That's
worse.
not too bad.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, when you have, WWL show up at your restaurant and do their shows
Mhm.
from your restaurant when the Saints were playing the Seahawks, that was pretty cool. That was pretty special. So,
Yeah.
Foster. I mean, Saints fans are good people, so.
Then we got
Generally.
them all the way over here in Mobile too. I mean, that's our team in Mobile.
I would hope so.
Yeah. I was gonna say we actually have a newspaper, a local paper. I think it's a weekly paper, and it's called Lanyap, and it's spelled the traditional way. Yeah, so we've got a pretty good, strong French Creole culture here. So anybody who would hopefully be visiting from Mobile to Houma would phonetically understand the name of your shop and decide to hop on in.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to explain it to too many people.
Yeah. What I was going to ask is that we've gone down to Orange Beach and the wharf out there. I don't know if you've been out there before, but they've got a lot of shops out and about. And one of the things that they have are like specialty shops that have, of course, they have sort of similar theme to what y'all have, but for like the Orange Beach ocean thing. But they also have like a hot sauce and a jerky shop. And I was thinking along those lines, do y'all have ever have like samples out when people are coming by to test some of the sauces and such?
We don't. I kind of want to. I would love to do now that like into oyster season. I would love to have like some event Saturday. Maybe we get, oysters and you can try some of the different hot sauces. I think that would be really fun. Or even we've talked about doing like a hot sauce release party whenever the next one
That's
comes.
cool.
We're going to be
Mhm.
working on one. So it's all in the works. It's all just like getting the planning and the production of
Mhm.
it done finally, because we do need to start doing that. I think that's a great idea.
I was thinking, I mean, I hadn't been to one in 2 decades, but I mean, even some of the small shops in Mobile would have like wine tastings. I wonder if you could have like an evening of a hot sauce tasting type of thing where you have the shop closed, but between the catering and some of the other stuff, you could have an opportunity for people to try it on different dishes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd really have to sit down and think about coordinating how exactly like what vehicles, are going to carry each hot sauce to be able to
Yeah,
highlight whatever you're eating, but also highlight the hot sauce.
yeah. It's just a thought. I mean,
Yeah, that could be really fun.
yeah. Uh, I know let's say we're about 45 minutes in. I don't know, Jeremy, if you had any more things you want to ask Amber about.
I, so the David actually brought up an interesting point. As far as the tastings go, do you get people that are coming in specifically for the hot sauces that you carry? And I know that you'd mentioned something to that effect earlier. But what kind? Well, I guess I should just ask outright. What are some of your best sellers like for the hot sauces?
Yeah, so people do come in just for our hot sauce. And as far as the hot sauces go, I feel like our house-made ones are the ones that do best. And whether that's a mixture of people just really love them and they also just want to support us in that way. I think that it's a little bit of both. But our green sauce is very similar to like a salsa verde you would get, like on the side with
Mhm.
your tacos at a taco truck. And
Yeah.
that's my personal favorite. I put it on everything, but it's just very bright. All the
Hmm.
flavors still very fresh tasting, even though, it's in a bottle and maybe has been on the shelf for a little while. When you open
True.
it, great. It still tastes super fresh with the cilantro and the lime. And people love that one. That one is probably just the hardest to keep in stock because everybody buys it and then it takes a little bit more effort to make also. But the red sauce, it's a pineapple habanero and people love that one too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're always
Interesting.
Yeah.
like someone last night, he's like, I've already gone through 2 bottles, but I need another, like they love it, which is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah. So that's the that actually that combo, the habanero pineapples, something
Mhm.
I do not put pineapple on my pizza, but I'll take it in habanero hot sauce. That's fine. That's totally fine. Kind of
Yeah, it's got a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of that acidity, to
yeah,
help round out all those flavors. So it's delicious.
yeah. That sounds. Dang it,
I think
David.
next one we're going to be working on is going to be more of a Louisiana style hot sauce. So it's going to be, more of that acidity driven
Yeah.
vinegar base. And we'll see where that one goes. The last batch he did when he was aiming for that actually came out more of like a sriracha flavor. And I told
Hmm.
him we should make that one too. So
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're working on some stuff. And we're just gonna see where it goes.
Yeah. When you mentioned earlier about the ones you carry aren't found necessarily at the local Rouses. Well, I don't mind mentioning them because they're a good store. But I was amazed that when I was doing work in St. Gabriel and Baton Rouge, basically, which at the time didn't have Rouses, so I would drive back and I'd stop in Covington and I'd go into the store just to pick up supplies, so to speak. And and I remember going down the spice aisle, and I was just, I mean, it's like a whole wall of hot sauce or spice blends that in Mobile up until Rouse's moved here, I never seen, and even the ones that they carry here locally aren't still the amount that you see over there. So there's got to be, I guess, in the hundreds of different sauces to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say Rouse's does a good job, getting in other local. I mean, because if you're from down here, you probably know somebody who makes a spice blend. So, and
Yeah.
a job to get all of that in their stores. So I applaud them for that. That's pretty awesome. We got a good variety. People like to cook down here.
hmm So, but it's good that y'all are able to highlight ones that aren't normally found, plus your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean, we
good anchor.
get some different ones that that maybe you probably would never see, and you're like,
hmm
okay, try that one. Like there's one with prickly pear. There's one with kiwi. There's one with like pear and poblanos. That's the one I'm using right now, and I love that one. It's
Hmm.
yeah. So just they're unique. They're very unique.
hmm Cool.
Now, I did
That's
have a kind of an off-topic question for you. Not that we haven't strayed off topic multiple times during this interview, but so you have, at least by looking at your profile on Facebook, you are involved in real estate. Are you still involved in that?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though I'm going to be kind of doing the shop more and more, I'm still going to be doing real estate also. I mean, I can very easily do computer work from the shop. That's no problem at all. And then if I need to pop out, luckily, we're a small local shop. You put a little sign on the door, be
Right.
back at 2,
Yeah.
and it's no problem.
Yeah. So
cool.
how is the market in and around Houma? Because I'm assuming that's the area that you're covering.
Yeah. I largely work in Houma and Thibodaux and then surrounding areas.
Okay.
The market's good. You compare it to what it was pre-COVID, and we're kind of headed back into that direction, just normalizing out. The biggest issue I'm seeing people run into right now is just the homeowner's insurance. It's hitting
Yeah.
Yeah.
right now. Sometimes it's the reason people are selling their house. And then I've seen it just make deals fall apart left and right. It's we've got to get a handle on it somehow. And I don't know how. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't see, once prices have gone up, I see it's always hard to get them to come back down. So I don't know. I don't know. I know we just got a new insurance commissioner here in Louisiana. We'll see if he can do anything to help. They rolled back a lot of regulations that we had, and hopefully that makes it so that more carriers want to come into the area and do business with us, and that drives the prices down. But it's take a couple of years to see if that's actually working.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, even with that, people are still buying and selling, so it's not as big of an issue as you would think, but it definitely hinders a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I can only imagine. I mean, especially, the hurricane this year didn't really do Houma any favors, that whole area, because it almost like when it took a turn, it just kind of went, okay, there's Houma, boom, and I'm just going to go right to it. And,
Yeah.
I can only imagine. We don't have that issue up here. We've got earthquake insurance, but even that's nothing compared to the homeowners insurance in
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Well, So the hurricanes don't make our homeowners any better, but then last year, they had to update the flood maps also, which put the majority of Terrebonne Parish in high risk flood zone areas. So now
Hmm.
everyone's required to carry flood insurance. And
Yeah.
with they changed those federal regulations to the risk rating 2.0, and when they implemented that, all the insurance skyrocketed also. So it's a double whammy right there with
Yeah.
all the insurance. But I mean, I think time will tell, and hopefully bring everything down and help us out. Because otherwise, you're driving all the people out of Terrebonne Parish. So at some point, y'all, I mean, like government and higher ups kind of need to address it in a more matter of fact way. Otherwise, all your people are going to leave. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
and we don't want to see that.
Nope.
No, well, I mean, you got to have people to sell to, and
Yeah.
that's what having having a piece of having a retail establishment in an area that's trying to revitalize itself it's a long term investment by both the city and the city. Does Houma have like a downtown association or some kind of association of business owners and things that people work together to bring business to the community?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the Chamber of Commerce, and then there is like a downtown, I forget what it's called, downtown business development. They have something. And then we have also what's called the Hayes Grant Association, which our parish president, Jason Bergeron's a part of too. And they're doing a lot of work, on kind of the attempts to revitalize. I think they even had, I forget what his name is. He was the guy it's called Main Street America. They had him down talking to everybody, just steps you can take to try to push the revitalization efforts. So there's a couple of different organizations that are leading the way for us. And I think the response from the community has been really great for that. And I mean, if you've got people who are leading the way and you've got the community support you, I think that tells for a really positive future.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I hope it goes well. I mean, David and I are going to be, I don't know, should I say anything about next year? But we'll be
You
in
guys see-
town. I'll be in town. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, around Mardi Gras. So, yeah, I might
Yeah.
have to make my first trip to Houma.
Okay. Like I've spent a lot of Mardi Gras in New Orleans and Metairie. Houma has an amazing Mardi Gras. I will say that. We have some really fun parades.
Well, yeah, and then David's probably going to try and talk me into going to the one in Mobile too. So,
Nah.
no,
I've got to do one Mardi Gras parade because the Catholic schools, the Archbishop has them do one parade, and it's the Friday before Mardi Gras, and so this will be our 8th straight year. And,
Oh, wow.
So maybe we didn't do one during COVID, but anyway, I have my fill. I'm happy with it, and I'm happy to get in and get out. Yeah, but it's I mean, I enjoy that aspect of having that part of the culture here, even despite however people argue, because I'm always still pulling more toward the Louisiana end of an argument. But then I also make the point that Mobile was the first colonial capital of first capital of French colonial Louisiana. So I claim it more as Louisiana territory than I do a Alabama territory.
I guess you have an argument there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's got a case.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. February is a long time off, Jeremy. I can't tell what all I'm going to be doing.
I don't know. My tickets
Other
are
than
booked,
being
so
at that parade.
I already bought the ticket, so I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
not sure where I'm going to be, but I'll be there somewhere.
I hope to be there. So
yeah,
awesome.
I am not going to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I am not.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, if you're in the area, definitely come say hi. You're more than welcome. There'll be plenty of fun things to do around here. And then I know they've got a really great Mardi Gras. They do it like a traditional Mardi Gras out in Mamu. So
Okay, cool.
fun. I've never been yet. One thing I always wanted to do though.
Maybe we can corner a certain chef that lives around those parts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Amber, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it because it's been an hour at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Let you get back to running your store and dealing with your kids.
Yeah.
So
They've been well behaved.
yeah, they have been. I'm impressed.
Big
I'm
fun.
impressed.
All right. Well,
yeah.
so much for having me. I really enjoyed it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
and thank you so much for stepping in during that the cook off and giving us you were kind of the just became our reporter on location for that was pretty fun. And Curtis never got his check and he won't get his check. The guy already makes enough money.
Festival. I was going out there for that. So
yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, so we'll go ahead. So this is where we're live right now, and we're gonna leave it up for the weekend, and then we'll probably cut down the episode and get the key points out so that next weekend as we roll into the week before, the week of Black Friday, I guess we'll make sure that people know where to find you and where to order from you and everything. That's all going to be, it's already posted in this episode's notes. So we'll have all that stuff there. And hopefully, people will reach out and, frankly, hopefully aren't, schlubs like me and they actually get to Houma if they've never been before and, get a chance to see the shop. I always love the downtowns that they're trying to revitalize and turn into something again, and smaller shop owners, smaller business owners being a part of that, because I know that it's an investment by everybody, and you believe in your community and wanting to have a successful business, but at the same time balance that with your regular life and everything else that you got going on as a young family. It's a challenge. I get it, totally get it. So I hope more people come to visit you guys. And I apparently people didn't make it out for the duck derby today, but
yeah, I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I didn't even know about it until I saw your post about it. I was like, what is going on in Houma?
Does the loser get turned into duck gumbo?
Good question. No. I don't know much about the duck derby, to be honest.
I just want to know who came up with it. Like, how did that come to be? I'm sure there's
do some research now.
Yeah, there's a story behind it. Maybe Shane knows about the duck derby. I don't know.
Oak Lodge. They're the ones hosting. So
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks again for your time, Amber. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Amber. We appreciate it.
Enjoy this, and I'll try to get all my ducks in a row before you post, so I know my promotions and sales that are happening.
Yeah, get those ready. We're gonna try and steer as many people as we can your way.
Oh
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.